Here's a shocking fact: research shows that the average person makes over 35,000 decisions every single day. That's a lot of choices, right? But here's the kicker: most of those choices are driven by impulse, not self-control. No wonder so many of us struggle to stick to our goals or break bad habits. In fact, studies suggest that nearly 80% of people find it harder to stick to their resolutions after just a month. What if you could change that? What if you could train your brain to make smarter decisions and resist those sneaky temptations that keep you from reaching your goals? The good news is, mastering self-control is possible. And it doesn't take a superhero level of willpower. In this guide, we'll dive into practical strategies you can start using today. Whether it's learning the power of a simple pause, rewiring your brain, or using rewards to boost your motivation, we'll show you how to build lasting self-discipline. Ready to take control? Let's dive in and turn your goals into reality. Chapter 1: The Power of Pause, the secret to instant self-control. Ever been caught in a moment of impulsive reaction and wished you could rewind? The truth is, mastering self-control starts with the power of pause. Before you speak, act, or make a decision, take a moment to pause and breathe. This simple act can change everything. Research shows that the brain takes about 400 milliseconds to react to stimuli, but that reaction can be controlled with a single pause. In other words, your impulse to react doesn't have to dictate your actions. By pausing, you gain the mental space to make a better choice. This strategy might sound simple, but it's extremely powerful. Studies by the University of California show that individuals who practice pausing are 40% more likely to make rational decisions in high-pressure situations. Next time you feel the urge to react immediately, whether it's in a heated conversation or when you're facing a temptation, take a deep breath. The pause gives you the power to assess the situation, and your brain can process it with clarity rather than emotion. Additionally, research by psychologist Roy Baumeister, known for his work on self-control, shows that a brief moment of mindfulness, like pausing to breathe, can significantly reduce stress hormones and increase decision-making capacity. This is key for maintaining control over your impulses, especially in difficult situations. With practice, your brain learns that a pause isn't a delay, it's a tool for sharpening your choices. Chapter 2: Rewiring your brain. Self-control is a skill, not a trait. The idea that some people are simply born with more self-control is a myth. The truth? Self-control is a skill, and like any skill, it can be improved with practice. Neuroscientific research backs this up. The concept of neuroplasticity, which means the brain can change and adapt, shows us that we have the power to rewire our minds. Every time you choose a disciplined action over an impulse, your brain strengthens the pathways associated with self-control. Think about it like this: if you go to the gym and repeatedly work on a specific muscle, that muscle becomes stronger over time. It's the same with self-control. Every time you resist the urge to overeat, procrastinate, or snap in frustration, your self-control muscle grows. In fact, studies suggest that when we exercise self-control, we actually increase the size of the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-regulation. But it's not all about willpower. You can train your brain to be more self-disciplined with specific exercises. Start by setting small, achievable goals, like resisting that extra slice of cake or sticking to a set time to wake up each day. As you achieve these small wins, your brain strengthens your self-control muscle. One of the best strategies is the 10-minute rule. When you feel an urge to give in to an impulse, commit to waiting just 10 minutes. This brief delay helps to break the automatic response and gives you time to reconsider. Chapter 3: Your Inner Voice. Mastering self-talk to strengthen self-control. Your inner voice plays a huge role in your ability to control your actions. The way you talk to yourself can either build or break your self-control. Positive self-talk can boost your willpower and help you resist temptation. In contrast, negative self-talk can sabotage your efforts before you even start. A study by the University of Pennsylvania revealed that individuals who used positive self-talk were 60% more likely to stick to their goals compared to those who didn't. The power of self-talk lies in its ability to shape your reality. When you tell yourself, "I can't resist the chocolate," you're already setting yourself up for failure. But if you reframe it with, "I can resist because I'm in control," your brain shifts its focus towards strength and discipline. It's a simple, yet effective mental reframe. The key is to keep your inner dialogue positive and empowering, especially in challenging situations. There's even more scientific backing here. According to research by psychologist Shad Helmstetter, the language we use to describe ourselves influences our ability to exert control. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm bad at self-control," you're reinforcing a mindset of failure. On the other hand, using phrases like, "I'm in charge of my actions," can lead to an improvement in self-control. This type of self-talk reinforces your sense of agency and reinforces your ability to make mindful, controlled decisions. Another powerful tool for enhancing self-control is using specific mantras. Try phrases like, "I am in control of my choices," or "I have the strength to succeed." These affirmations can serve as reminders of your ability to stay disciplined and resist temptations. Over time, this consistent reinforcement trains your brain to lean into discipline when faced with tough situations. Don't forget to subscribe for more strategies on mastering self-control. Stay tuned for upcoming tips that will take your self-discipline to the next level. Chapter 4, The 5-Minute Rule, Overcoming Impulse with Instant Discipline. We've all been there, a sudden urge to do something we know isn't good for us, but it feels impossible to resist. Enter the 5-minute rule. This strategy is simple yet incredibly effective. When you feel the temptation to give in to an impulse, whether it's checking your phone when you should be working or grabbing that extra snack, commit to waiting for just 5 minutes. The key is to give yourself that small window of time to reconsider, and more often than not, the urge will pass. The reason this works is rooted in science. When you delay your response, the prefrontal cortex, the decision-making part of your brain, has time to kick in and override the emotional part of your brain. Research from the University of Chicago found that when people delayed gratification by just a few minutes, their impulse control improved by 25%. It's like hitting the pause button for your impulses. You can also use the 5-minute rule to break bad habits. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone, use those 5 minutes to do something productive, read a page of a book, take a walk, or do a quick stretch. This not only distracts you from the urge but also builds discipline over time. The more often you practice this rule, the easier it gets to delay immediate gratification. The beauty of this rule is that it doesn't require any special willpower. It's about creating a small time gap that allows you to make a more mindful choice. In fact, studies show that individuals who practice these micro delays are 30% more likely to make healthier, more rational decisions in the long run. So, the next time you're about to act impulsively, just tell yourself, "Wait for 5 minutes," and see how powerful the pause can be. Chapter 5, The Dopamine Hack, Using Reward Systems to Stay on Track. One of the most misunderstood elements of self-control is the role of rewards. It's easy to think of self-control as something you do for the sake of doing it. But in reality, your brain thrives on rewards. Dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, plays a huge role in motivating us to act. When we accomplish something or resist a temptation, dopamine is released, reinforcing the behavior. The key to mastering self-control lies in harnessing this dopamine system. Studies by neuroscientist Dr. Kent Berridge show that our brain is wired to seek out rewards. That's why we often crave instant gratification. But here's the trick: if you create your own rewards for staying disciplined, you can use dopamine to your advantage. The trick is to start small. For instance, if you successfully avoid a sugary snack, reward yourself with a walk outside, a moment of relaxation, or even a favorite activity. It doesn't have to be a big reward, just something that makes you feel good. In fact, research suggests that creating small rewards along the way boosts motivation and self-control. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that people who were given small, frequent rewards were 40% more likely to stick to their self-control goals compared to those who only received a large reward at the end. It's about building momentum with consistent, positive reinforcement. You don't have to rely on external rewards either. Some of the best rewards are intrinsic, like the sense of accomplishment that comes from completing a task or achieving a goal. When you recognize your own success and celebrate it internally, it strengthens the neural pathways associated with self-discipline. Over time, self-control becomes not just a necessity, but a habit you enjoy. Chapter 6, The Mirror Effect, How Accountability Partners Keep You in Check. One of the most powerful ways to maintain self-control is through accountability. Research shows that when we have someone to report our progress to, we are much more likely to stay on track. This is called the mirror effect. Just like looking into a mirror gives us feedback on our appearance, having an accountability partner gives us feedback on our actions, keeping us accountable to our goals. Studies have shown that people are 80% more likely to achieve their goals if they have someone holding them accountable. This person doesn't have to be a mentor or coach, it could be a friend, family member, or even a colleague. The key is having someone who checks in on your progress, offers encouragement, and holds you to your commitments. Accountability partners can help you identify weak spots in your self-control and help you develop strategies to address them. They provide a sense of responsibility that pushes you to follow through, even when motivation fades. You're less likely to skip a workout, abandon a diet plan, or give up on a goal when you know someone else is counting on you. Moreover, the social aspect of accountability makes the process enjoyable. Having someone to share the journey with makes the experience less isolating and more supportive. A study published in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology found that individuals who shared their goals with others were 60% more likely to succeed than those who kept their goals private. So, find someone who will be your mirror, a partner who checks in regularly and celebrates your wins with you. Not only does this improve your chances of success, but it also makes the journey toward mastering self-control more fun and rewarding. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and strategies on mastering self-control. Stay tuned for even more insights to help you achieve your goals.